I won't say it's a challenge. It's a phase in the journey of the organization, and the phase that we are going through, as you mentioned, is that the chief executive has resigned for personal reasons. The board has immediately set up a selection committee, which it is required to do as per the SEBI regulations, and we started the process of searching for a new MD and CEO. A search partner has been appointed to assist the selection committee in that process. We will be putting out advertisements in the public space and inviting suitable people to apply. The whole process, as we see it today, from start to finish, should not take more than 2 to 2.5 months. So we will, in all probability, have somebody at the helm by the end of February 2017. So that's not really, I won't call it a challenge, but yes, this is a process of transition that we are going through.
Interesting, Mr. Chawla, as you were mentioning, in this process of transition, if we just step back and see, although we all know that the former MD and CEO has cited personal reasons for her resignation, but clearly, do you want to set the record straight, because there have been many theories doing the round that perhaps the board and the CEO are not in sync when it comes to how the IPO process should be. There were regulatory issues which we will touch upon. So do you want to set the record straight on why Chitra Ramakrishna, who has been associated in building this exchange for these many years, all of a sudden took this decision and this vacuum has been created?
Well, what the MD told us is that she's been thinking of it for some time. She has personal issues at home. And beyond that, I don't think we need to speculate, because the process of the public offer through the listing process is ongoing and will continue. It's not as if that was anything which came up suddenly, which caused this storm in a teacup. So I think we shouldn't read too much into some of these things. These are normal arrivals and departures which organizations go through.
Okay, interesting. Mr. Chawla, if you could throw some light on IPO, that is one thing which everyone has been keeping a close watch on, because we all know when it comes to valuation, perhaps NSE would be one of the best valued as and when the listing happens, the potential that it has. Is the IPO roadmap on track in spite of what has happened in the last 15 days at the helm of management affairs? And if you could throw some light, how soon do we see the DRHP officially getting filed with SEBI?
The process for filing the DRHP is absolutely on track. We had put in the public domain initially that we will file it by the end of January. Then we brought it forward to 20th December, and we are committed to filing it with SEBI by the 20th of December. So in that sense, the process is on track. I'm sure you'll want to know, with the change at the management leadership, what will be the impact on the process. I would say that it's going to be marginal. There may be slight slippage because the issue will have to be marketed, and it is best marketed and best sold to the prospective investors if there is a full-time CEO in position. So at best, one may see a slippage of a month or two, not more than that.
Okay. And Mr. Chawla, coming back to the IPO, now we all know self-listing, which is an issue which has been discussed and debated over the years, but finally market regulator has its own regulations in place. So is that issue settled? NSE has agreed or will be listing itself in BSE, which BSE has already said that they are comfortable doing it in NSE. And secondly, sir, also on the whole valuation aspect, if you could throw some light, because that is what the markets are eagerly awaiting.
Well, we are quite committed to listing as per the regulations of SEBI, which means that we have to list on the other exchange, and there will be no self-listing. There's no doubt on that. As regards valuation, I don't think one can go into that at this stage. There will be models which the bankers will build. There will be models which the analysts will build, and ultimately the market will put a price on it. So I think it's a bit premature and certainly inappropriate for me to make any comments on that at this stage.
Clearly, you're keeping your cards close to the chest and valuation. Mr. Chawla, on the whole overseas listing aspect, that is once again be an issue of debate, because market regulator somewhere say overseas listing perhaps is not possible in the current regulations, but NSE is on record saying after the domestic listing they will look at an overseas listing perhaps after April 2017. So what is an update on that? Would overseas listing still be on agenda, or you have shelved the plans because SEBI is not in sync with what NSE is thinking?
No, let me sort of clarify that. It was not overseas listing in lieu of domestic listing. Even at that stage, the board had decided that we will list domestically and then subsequently little later look at an overseas listing option. That remains on the table, but for the present the focus and the energy will go into ensuring that the domestic listing takes place, and at the appropriate time NSE may choose to go for an overseas listing.
But does that mean you are constantly in touch, of course, with market regulator? You are trying to pursue them to see how an overseas listing can be possible?
No, I don't think SEBI prohibits overseas listing. We will just have to ensure that we follow the regulations and the laws of the countries where we are going to list and come up to the standards of what is expected there.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ETNow, and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at ETNowLive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/user/ETNow.